What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every day on Bitcoin. Today we're also going to take a quick look at Litecoin and Ethereum. We're going to take a look at our targets, see what's going on. Definitely stick around. This is going to be a good video. You don't want to miss it. Watch it all the way through. Don't forget we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. There is a link. Check it out. It's an awesome community. Let's get on with it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, or investment advice. Always do your own research and due diligence before investing or trading in any markets. I did get confirmation today. My Ledger Nanos will be here for the giveaways, so don't forget to make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below that will get you entered to win the free Ledger Nano. And also, if you're not a fan or you don't want the Ledger Nano, you can take $50 in Bitcoin instead. We are going to be taking a look at what's going on here. So we'll start out with guys, don't forget to smash the likes. We've been doing really good on the videos, getting a lot more views because of you that take a second out and smash the likes. All right, taking a quick look at the news headlines to get a feel for the sentiment. Bitcoin falls most in month as momentum shifts during risk rally. Ethereum is eating Bitcoin. That's pretty funny because Ethereum fees are eating Ethereum. I think the truth is coming out about Ethereum. As you guys know, I'm not a fan. If you are, to each their own. Swiss Cannon takes taxes in Bitcoin as crypto goes mainstream. Hijacker hijacks Twitter account of Indian Prime Minister's Relief Fund. Asks followers for crypto. Elon Musk confirms serious Russian Bitcoin ransomware attack on Tesla, foiled by the FBI. Two biggest threats to the ongoing Bitcoin and Ethereum rallies. The biggest threat is DeFi for Ethereum. I believe it is killing it. Total value on Bitcoin's Lightning Network sets another record high amid market rally. Bitcoin price drops 4% after latest rejection at 12K. Bearish, a little bit more bearish in the news. Let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. We're at 79. We have dropped 4 points from yesterday. Still in the extreme greed zone. People not learning their lessons. So let's look at the macro. In the monthly, we have still made nothing but lower highs, guys. Although, if we can stay above this yellow dotted trend line, we could possibly remain bullish, but it's not looking good for Bitcoin. As of right now, it's at about 10,950 is going to be the main area to watch. Still, point out, higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence, guys. In the monthly, takes a while for the monthly to play out. In the bullish case, we have our targets here. The first target of the falling broadening wedge from where we broke out is about 16,000. Then if we look at the solid white trend lines as a triangle, the measured move of that is 27,000. On the weekly, suggests there's still going to be one more push up, or we just come back down here and then test, and before coming back down to retest this. Guys, I do believe if we break above this and close the weekly above this, I'll be bullish. But what I believe we're going to do is come back down and retest this. At this point of retesting this trend line, I will be long, extremely long, but I think this is going to be a pretty deep fall, guys. If we look at the charts, we could come all the way down to, $6,000 or less. Remember the CME gaps. There's one at 97. There's another around 76 and another around 35.60. I'm not saying they have to hit, but I've been talking to you guys about that for quite a while. You need to be aware that they are down there. All right, let's take a look at, before we go on any further, I'm going to leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. If you guys are interested in margin trading, it is by far the best exchange. You could trade Forex, gold, silver, crypto, oil, S&P, Dow, all with using your Bitcoin as collateral. It's the one-stop shop. They don't trade against you. The safest exchange, in my opinion, a lot of the other ones. As you guys know, I used to promote some others, but I do believe that they trade against you, and Prime XP does not do that. And also, if you use my promo code Savy50, we'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit every time you make a deposit, up to 1 Bitcoin. Savy25 will get you 27 or 25% off of your fees. All right, let's take a look at the daily chart. This is the one we've been watching on the RSI. We did break through, broke back above. I believe this was a bull trap, and now seems to be continuing down. We'll see how this daily closes and see if we get any divergence at the close here. But as of right now, everything's still looking pretty bearish, guys. One point to watch is right here, and that also lines up with that 10,950, guys. That's going to be huge. If we most likely, we may get a little bounce there and ride this trend line, but the measured move of the break of this trend line is right around the 3,900. But I believe if we get that far, it will be a major capitulation down to the 3,560 range to close that gap. Not saying it has to happen. We could get that. That could bottom out at 10,950 and continue up, although I doubt it, but it is possible. If it does break, our next stop is going to be around that 9720, 9750 area, which would also line up with the 200 EMA on the daily. There is another trend line here that could, depending on where we hit it. And guys, these numbers depends on where we hit the trend line. They can change. Obviously, they're sloping trend lines, but this one's at about 79 if we were to come down by this weekend. Not to say that's going to happen, but it's definitely a possibility. And let's go on to my other daily here, where we've got this rising broadening wedge back here in pink, where we dropped out of way over here back in March. If we did come up to retest that trend line for resistance, it would be around, depending on how long it took us to get up there, 13.4, although I'm thinking that's less and less likely now. If you look at the dotted white trend lines, looks like a rising broadening wedge. And again, back down to around that 97.20, 97.30 range would be retesting the bottom of this rising broadening wedge. If we have a break below that, 6,500 is the target there. We're going to be zooming into smaller time frames, like I said, and we're going to also look at Litecoin and Ethereum at the very end. So make sure you stick around for that. And guys, one more time, smash them likes. Looking at the low to the high, putting the Fibonacci retracements on there, and these are the retracement levels. The first one being the 0.236 at 10,460 to 10,500, which would be the neckline of what people seem to think is an inverse head and shoulders. If we do get a bounce there and continue up, that will confirm the head and shoulders, and then we have the target of 17,000. But if that does break, the next line of support obviously is going to be around that 10,000, or I'm sorry, 9,730 range. If that breaks, we have the 0.382 fib at 91.80. Then we have the 0.5 at 81.53. Golden pocket area around 71. And then, of course, our measured move target of the rising broadening wedge, if we measure from where it would break down, if it broke down from that 97, would be about 60. Let's see here, around 6,450 to 6,500. That would be breaking this trend line, though. I think that would give us momentum. If this did break, 56.80, and if that breaks, 35.64. Same thing. We are broken out of this rising wedge here in the RSI. Don't forget to check out my wife's webpage, inkyourmage.com. There's also a link to that below, along with some other affiliate links, guys. Check them out. There's some discounts down there for you, and it also helps the channel out. Obviously, this is my wife's webpage, so that really helps me out. So anyways, looking at the 4-hour, we're going to take a look at the 4-hour here as a rising wedge, and depending on where we come down to here, if we come down and retest this trend line right now, if we came down sometime today, would be between 11,000 11,100. The measured move of that is around the 61, so we're back into that range again if it breaks. But again, we could get a bounce off this neckline here, so be careful. Other than that, guys, it's looking pretty bearish. But if we do get a bounce on this bottom trend line and come back up, we may test this area, get one more jump up to around the 11,200 or so and come back down for another attempt. But guys, this trend line here is key. Keep an eye on it. We are dropping below the 200 EMA in the 4-hour right now. And let's take a look at them EMAs. They look pretty damn bearish. So be careful here. It is looking pretty ugly. Let's go into the 1 hour. Let's look at the 4-hour RSI real quick and see what that's showing us. Yeah, we could come back down, retest this yellow trend line. If we don't get a bounce there, if we break through, we could be coming all the way back down to this white trend line down here, which would be breaking this area. So be aware of that. And the 1 hour. So let's look at the 1 hour RSI first. It looks like it's possible we get another push up here to retest this, but I think it may have been front ran and we continue down from here. It does look ready to drop, in my opinion, some more. Let's look at the price action. So if we were to come back up, retest the top of this rising channel, we're going to move this over. It could be around that 13,000 something area that we had talked about. This was our target, watching for a break. We did break through, but did not hold it yesterday. Let me get that off of there. And right now, we are sitting on the trend line again at 11,280. If we break this low here at 11,150, we're most likely headed down to this next trend line, which would get us around 10,000 to 10,300. Let's take a measured move now of this whole move. And then we'll go into another smaller time frame and take a look at the more immediate targets. But the measured move of the break of this falling channel is around 9680 to 9700, which would close that gap. Keep that in mind. That could be the bottom. We could rise from there, come back up, retest this. If we get rejection again, much lower to go. Let's look at the immediate. Okay, this is bullish and bearish case, guys. If we were to break up out of this triangle and break back above that 12,000 range, we could go as high as the 14,000. That would be the measured move of this triangle, depending on where and if we broke it. If we look at it as a giant bull flag, we would bring this up, and that would get us to that $15,700 to $16,000 range. Now on the downside, if we were to break down from here, our target's going to could be, if we look at this as a flagpole and a failure and a BART pattern, we could be looking at as low as 74. But let's measure just the triangle itself. And where does that get us? About $8,700 range would be the measured move of the breakdown from here. Be careful, it's looking ugly. Let's take one more closer look in here, and then we'll move on to Litecoin and take a look at Ethereum. So if we look at this as a flagpole and look at this as a flag forming here, looks like we broke. If that's the case, we could be looking at $10,500 range. And obviously, if we do get down here, I do expect a bounce, maybe even all the way up to retest the bottom of this triangle before continuing down. Or, like I said, this 10.5, we could get the major bounce and continue up from there, although I highly doubt that. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at, guys. We are definitely in decision-making territory for Bitcoin. We did get a wick down out of here. Was not able to close even a 1 hour below there. We could see that today. Be careful, guys. It looks ready to go. It may drop through before this video even gets uploaded. Litecoin, looking at this as a rising channel. If we do break through this, and as of right now, it's about 55.76. The measured move of that is going to be down to the 38.82 level. If we are able to get a bounce off of this 55.80 range, we could come back up to retest the top of this channel around the $74 to $75 range, although I think that's less likely. If you look at the EMAs here, guys, you guys know I'm a fan of my EMAs. We are looking pretty damn bearish. We do have room to still break through this on the RSI in the 4 hour, although the RSI is getting pretty low. What we could do is come back down, retest this, ride it for another day or two before breaking through, so be aware of that. And Ethereum, let's look at the immediate targets here. So looking at Ethereum, looks like we have a rising broadening wedge where the bottom is around 370, 380 range. If we break this area, we could be looking at a $230 Ethereum. If we are able to come back up, this, by the way, this target I put in there a couple days ago for people in our Discord, and that did top out exactly there. I'm going to get that out of the way. If we were to break up to the upside out of this, depending on where we did so, would get us somewhere in the $650 range. Let me go ahead and put target there, although I think that is way less likely, especially with all the crap going on with Ethereum. Fees are crazy high. DeFi has totally exposed Ethereum for what it is, in my opinion, a total scam. Anyways, I could be wrong about that. Make up your own mind. But as you can see, it does look like we're going to come back down in the RSI to retest this area, which will be around that $370 to $380 range. Keep an eye on that. And yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to check out the affiliate links below. Click the CryptoSavy logo above my head to keep you updated on what's going on. Every day I do an update that will get you subscribed, and then smash those likes. Leave your comments down below. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm out.